Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Becky. Today we are going to be working with the In Full Bloom collection by Close to My Heart. Going into this project or into this layout, I already did have an idea in my head. I wanted to do a 12 by 12 layout, and I wanted half of the background to be one pattern and half of the background to be another pattern. And then I thought I would do an inside of the page with an 8 by 8 with a border going the opposite direction as the top. I do mess that part up, but you can see right now I did choose both of the papers I want to use for my 6 inches, 6 by 12 and 6 by 12. I will be mounting this on a piece of white cardstock. I cut it a little bit off because I did have to trim off some of my white cardstock. You'll see that here coming up. I do like the fact that this is a very colorful, well, not very colorful, but it has colors in it. It has the lagoon and glacier and yellow and greens, you know, and then the other one is just a black and white. I think that's a pretty cool mix of patterns for this type of layout. See, you can see right here over on the right hand side, there is that white strip. So we are going to go in with our trimmer and get rid of that. We're then going to get another piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to cut it at 8.5 by 8.5 because I want the patterns I do inside to be 8 by 8, or there will be 2 patterns, so there'll be 4 by 8. We're going to go ahead and cut this 8.5 by 8.5 so that we do have enough borders around to go ahead and distress them with scissors coming up. I decided I want to use this featured piece on this paper right here. It had this big design going down the side. For some reason, I had it in my head I was supposed to cut this 4 by 4, but I do not need to cut this 4 by 4. I need to cut this 4 by 8. I sit here and look at it for a minute, and then I pull the trimmer pack to look at my layout to see what were you going to be doing now. So yes, I did finally figure it out what I was going to be doing. We are going to be using this one. We're going to use it on the opposite side, but you can see how I cut it. Well, I wanted to use this piece, so it can only really go up and down. But my original idea was to have the background pieces going vertical and this inset piece to be going horizontal. That is not really the way it ends up working out. So on here, I've been trying to use this butterfly 3 different times. This is the 3rd piece of this paper I have cut into, trying to get that butterfly on a layout. I figured this time I am going to be able to do it. You can see right there, I cut that by 8.5. No, that needs to be cut by 8. So we're going to go back in there and trim it off again. Yes, so I went ahead and kept this butterfly on here thinking I am going to get it on a layout finally. We will go ahead and glue these down, and you can see it is wonky. I don't know if I trimmed the pattern papers wonky or if I trimmed the white cardstock wonky, but it's pretty wonky. I will end up going in, like I said, and roughing up the edges, which if you do have some wonky edges, that will make it less noticeable. Right here, you can see I am trimming it off with my scissors. I just couldn't get it even with my trimmer. So I did have to pull out the scissors, which means it's even more crooked. So we are going to be using those same big scissors to go ahead and distress the edges. I like to use these big scissors from time to time because they give me a very rough chunk. I knew I wanted to ink the edges of it, so if I could get it more rough, it would hold more of that black ink. I wanted it to be a very distinguished black line going around here. You can see we even have some ripping done on that side right there. So this is going to be a very dark border around here because I did tear that paper up pretty good. So there's a lot of fibers sticking out to get that ink on them. So when I go ahead and put this down, I should be lining up the center of this one with the center of the other one, and I don't end up doing that. At first, I wanted to start with a 4 by 6, but then I decided to go with 2 3 by 3s because that one was too big, and it wasn't letting me keep that butterfly in there. So we are going to end up going with these 3 by 3 photo placement holders. I will end up matting these on that diagonal stripe. I do like a diagonal stripe as a border, always have. You can see going back in my videos, you'll see a lot of diagonal borders going around a scrapbook page. I think that has a very nice effect. It's one of my favorites. This is the opposite side of, I think, that flower paper. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back and see where we want it. I wasn't sure because I wanted to save that film strip as well as the butterfly. So I wasn't really sure where I was going to put these photos at. We don't end up being able to save the butterfly. I think I mostly cover that bad boy up. We are going to commit to the placement. And this is where I was talking about I should have been lining up that vertical line, but instead I'm kind of eyeballing side to side instead of using the measurement that was actually there for me in the center. So it's like a smidge off. And that's right there when my head popped in there. That's when I realized it. So yeah, you can see where I'm playing with putting that photo cluster. I did pull out these film strips. These are really cute. These came in a stamp and die set that was with the In Full Bloom card making kit. I have not made those cards yet, but I couldn't wait to get my hands on this die. So I went ahead and pulled that stamp and die set out before I even used it to complete those cards. But that's fine. I do love this. I cut several of them out so I could have plenty to spare to work with throughout using this product. I do pull out the sticker sheet, and you can see I am going to be doing some layering right here. We're going to have that film strip, that flower, and the Just Relax piece. The Just Relax piece and part of the flower are going to be up on some foam tape to give us a little bit of dimension. I wasn't really sure which way I wanted this turned. I didn't want to cover up a whole lot of the flowers. I was going to put the Just Relax down a little bit lower, but I didn't like the look of that. It went with the green Just Relax to the glacier to that white border. It was too many all together. You'll see here in a second what I'm talking about. Right there is where I was going to put it. See, that's a little bit much. The green, then the blue, then the white, then the flowered. So I end up taking that up to the top and kind of sticking it underneath the flower. So it worked out fine because I did put a little bit of foam tape just under one portion of that flower. It happened to be the outside portion, so I was able to tuck that in just fine. So yes, this butterfly, it gets covered up. Third time trying to use it, gets covered up again. But that is how it's going to be. I did pull out the sticker sheet again. I picked up this yellow flower because I have yellow up at the top, so I figure we're just going to ride with the yellow theme. We'll go ahead and poke out these little dots that are in the film strip and then add some liquid adhesive. Again, I am using that art glitter glue for my adhesive. I like that for my liquid adhesive. I've tried a lot and I have a lot and sometimes do use other things, but dark glitter glue is my go-to. So here I want to create a couple layers over that yellow flower down at the bottom right, kind of like we did up there at the top left. We have a diagonal flow going down from the top left to the bottom right. This will be popped up on some foam tape, and we'll just go ahead and layer it over that yellow flower, kind of connecting our photo mats to the flowers as well into that cluster. I'm seeing if there's anything else I could use. I am going to go ahead and use another word phrase. This one says, sing your own song. It is the green, which I did think I needed to have some more pulled down there. So that works out pretty good. That is also on some foam tape. I pull out the die cuts I have. These ones came in the workshop kit. Now the black die cuts that come in the workshop kit, the scrapbooking workshop kit, are a little bit different than the black dies that you can buy separately. So I do have both ones, but this is the set that came with the scrapbook workshop kit. I am pulling out a couple of leaves. Here's a die that was in the workshop kit, pulling out a couple of those black kind of cardboard leaves and some hearts as well. I did trade out that big heart for a smaller heart. I'm going to go ahead and put those down around the page. Again, I'm just using that liquid adhesive to put these down. I will use my pickup tool, which is really cool. My pickup tool by Close to My Heart. I did just order some more because they come in a pack of 2, and the last pack I shared one with Kathy and I kept one. Well, I use it for the diamond paintings as well because it picks up those gems lovely. So I just ordered a pack of 2 more so that I can have one in my scrapbook room and have one with my diamond paintings as well. This little bit right here, tying in a little bit more yellow, wanted to break down that very harsh line that was there. It is up on some foam tape. Then I went ahead and put down all my black hearts. You can see the adhesive sticking out, but in the final photos, you will not see that. Art glitter glue dries matte and clear. After we do that, guys, we aren't going to do anything else to this layout. I want to thank you so much for joining me. If you would like to support my channel, check the links down below. I do have affiliate links for both Close to My Heart and Amazon down there. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.